Good morning, everybody. J.R. Fisher here, and welcome. Welcome to the training today. Hey, we're going to have fun today. We're going to talk about learning. So we're going to learn how to learn. Yeah, that's it. But it's going to be really helpful to you because at the end of the session today, you'll be able to take whatever courses or stuff you're trying to learn online, and you'll be able to not only go through it faster, but you're going to be able to pick up more knowledge, which is really important. Knowledge, right? I think we all know the video about that. So this is really not for book learning, though book learning is great. And, audio books are great and all that stuff. This is for online classes. So if you've ever bought an online class and you didn't get through it, or you felt like you didn't get much out of it, if the course is good, it's probably because of the way you went about learning it. So I'm going to teach you how to learn today. That's pretty cool stuff, right? And I want you to participate. I want you to be part of the conversation, which means, how are you going to do that? Well, you're going to do several things. First off, before we get started, give me a thumbs up if you don't mind, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down there, turn it from red to gray, and ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live or if I upload a video. And what else? You're going to use the chat box, guys. You got to use that chat box. It's so very, very important. It's important to you because the more you participate, the more successful you're going to be. It's a fact. It's a fact that people who participate are more successful. Just the way it is. Also, if you're not watching this live, don't feel bad. You can use the comment section below once this video's up. But if you're here, there's my buddy Paul. So many bad classes. Oh my God. Yeah, well, we're going to ignore it. We're going to assume that you bought a good class. But Paul says so many bad classes out there, definitely need to do your homework. Absolutely, Paul. That's very true. And you know what's really helpful is if you can find somebody who took a class. And I know, Paul, you've taken some out there. And if you can find somebody who took it and actually talk to them, somebody you actually know, I think that's a good idea. Also, before you take these classes, look at the guarantee of the class. Okay, what happens if you don't like the class? Are you going to get your money back? What do you have to do to get your money back? There's a lot of factors like that before you buy a class, but we're going to assume for this training today that you've checked it out. It's a great course. You just want to get the most out of it, whether it be one of my courses or somebody else out there. It could even be a college course or whatever. Learning to learn is a really important skill, guys. I've had so many people tell me that they've taken classes or they bought a class and they never got through it, and they weren't getting anything out of it. So if you apply these techniques today, guys, I think you're going to get a lot out of it. I think you're going to be very pleased with what's going on. I really do. So, listen from the beginning, take some notes if you want. I got to say the flexibility of studying online really kind of frees you up from like a I don't know what you would call it, a normal classroom type setting where you're going to have to drive somewhere and sit down with other people and get the right seat. And do you hear the, person teaching the class? And do you have a good visualization of it? Online, you can do all this stuff. Online, you can have that presence, but you got to set it up right. If you set it up wrong, even though all these things are in your favor, you're still not going to learn that much. Now, you don't have any face-to-face contact with the person who is actually teaching it or the other students. So you really got to keep yourself on track. The organizational tips that I'm going to share with you today are going to help make sure that you stay on top of everything and successfully balance your work, your family, your online classes. I mean, we all got all this stuff going on. The number one complaint I hear from people in making money in their job and online stuff is that they don't have enough time. And I think, you need to quit telling yourself that, because there's no such thing as not enough time. Time is something we actually control ourselves. You control your time. Nobody else controls your time but you. And you can say, well, no, my wife wants me to do this, or my husband wants me to do this, my kids want me to do this, but you still ultimately control it. How are you going to spend your time? You've got to decide on that. I know yesterday we had to film a quick video for my wife, and I didn't think it was going to be quick. It was one of these reels, and they have to be under a minute, but we had a lot of scenes we wanted to do. We had a whole bunch of things that we wanted to interject in there. We wanted to kind of make it funny. We wanted to make it entertaining. And I'll share that little reel with you later on, but man, it's good. It's really, really good. I think it is. And all it is an unboxing where some company had sent her a whole bunch of products because, she's getting kind of a reputation online now as being an expert in all these pet products. So they sent her a box of tons of products for her to review. And she had to do this, get this, in 60 seconds. So it's more challenging, I think, to do something like that in 60 seconds. So the first thing I'd tell you, if you're trying to take a class, is that you got to find an area where you're not going to be interrupted for attending a class. Now, here's the funny thing. That could mean different things for different people. I'm not saying you have to go in the back bedroom of the house and turn, everything off and shut all the windows and all that, because that may not be good for your learning. I know my learning, the way I learn, is I can put in a headset and I can go into a busy coffee shop and I can sit there and I can actually learn something. And all that noise around me and all that distraction around me really doesn't bother me. It's not a problem for me. Paul says, I like a traditional learning environment so you can freely exchange ideas. Yes, Paul, that I get that. And you're the type person really who has a lot of thoughts, right? You got stuff going on, I get it. And you're good at sharing those. Currently, my wife is an online nursing professor. Really? That's pretty cool. I didn't think they did that, but that's pretty cool. At both graduate and doctoral level. Wow. You gotta be impressed with her, right? That's pretty good. Like she delivers information in a great way. That's really cool, Paul. It really is. I'm glad you shared that with us. You guys feel free to share anything you want on this training session today. This is very open. This is not real structured. Okay. You can say what you want. But classes could be live or they could be recorded that you're taking online. So that's a big depending factor there. And in a live class, you could be asked to turn on your webcam or microphone. So Paul, you actually could do that if you're doing live training. That's of course when you're participating in the session. And an advantage of online classes is that you can attend from the comfort of your home. I think that is pretty cool to be able to do that. Now, certainly if you're going to share your microphone or your video and all that, going to a Starbucks may not be appropriate. It's too noisy and it can be tough to do. However, you're going to want to pay attention to what the other attendees and the instructor will see on your webcam. You got to be careful about that. What's behind you? Who's walking behind you? What noises are going on in your house? All of these things can really play a big part in your online learning. So you do have to set that up. I always tell people, set up how you're going to do it and then film it and then look at it and see what it looks like to other people. Okay, that's kind of important. The next thing you want to do is create an effective workspace for studying. And that can mean a whole lot of different things to different people. Like I said, I'll go to Starbucks and work there. It's not a problem for me. That can be a huge problem for some people. They don't like that. It can be tempting to be a little too relaxed, right? When creating a dedicated workspace for your online courses. So if a potential study space is already associated with activities such as eating, watching TV, sleeping, it's probably not going to be ideal because you have that frame of thought in your head, and it probably is not a frame of thought of learning. So what you want to do is you want to select an area you already associate with learning. The more time you spend in it, the stronger the association will become. Like right now in my office, and the only thing I do in my office is work. I film videos in here, I edit stuff in here, and I work in this office a lot more than the one in California. Matter of fact, I've rarely worked in the one in California. I didn't like it. It was dark and I had the windows covered because of a lighting situation. Here, I've got all these windows here. I can look out, I can see everything. As a matter of fact, let me get the camera here real quick, and I'm gonna let you see what I see. So you can see all the lighting here, but you can also see all the windows and everything outside. You guys see that? Okay, cool. I'm going to try to put this back up here so that I can see you guys. Let me make sure. I've got to switch over to my camera there. Okay, so you kind of saw that. It was kind of jumpy, wasn't it? Yes, it was. But you could see the view I had, right? So that was kind of cool to be able to see that nice view of the backyard, the grass, and the trees, and all that stuff. And it's a nice environment for learning. I do feel like when I'm in my office, I'm learning or creating. That's what I'm doing. So, you guys, I think you need to find a place where you're comfortable doing that too. So if your space is limited and you can't create a dedicated workplace, okay, so you may want to store your materials in a rolling cart or something like that, or a backpack, or something that's easily transportable. And when it's time to study, get all that stuff out. You'll have everything you need already organized for a smooth transition. Now, some people like to take a lot of notes. My wife has a notepad and she's very organized, and she'll write in her notepad the different days and the dates and what she's doing exactly. So she stays organized that way. I'm not a type person that writes. I don't write well as far as my handwriting. I can write well as far as diction and wording and, grammar and all that. But I don't write things down. I just don't do it. So a lot of times I'll do talk to dictation, something along those lines. You're going to have everything you need though. So get it all organized in a nice place. If you frequently find yourself needing to study or attend class away from home, make sure you keep your phone or computer charger with you so that you can stay connected. I think that's a big problem when people travel. And I always have like extra battery packs, stuff like that, so that when I travel, I have everything I need. Now, we're getting ready to go to Rome. And when in Rome, you got to do as the Romans do. And one of the things the Romans do is they have a different kind of plug. So I had to get these European plugs to plug all my stuff into. Make sure you're prepared. If you're going to, my bell's crooked. If you're going to a place that is a foreign place, that's not, the same as your home, things can change. Lighting can change, power can change, outlets can change. So I had to prepare for all that because I'm going to be doing some live stuff, I hope, from Rome. Let me see what the time is over there right now. Let's see here. So this is like 10 a.m. This is the normal time I do a live video. What time is it in Rome now? Okay, and I'm going to hit go. Okay, it's 5 p.m. So I could do a live there at 5 o'clock at night and still hit you guys at 10 in the morning. So that may be something I'll choose to do. But make sure you're prepared. Make sure you're ready for that, situation, whatever it may be, and how it's going to be different. And that way, you're going to be all set up. Make sure you get your charging batteries, all that good stuff set up. Make sure your space is comfortable. Now, look at this chair here I got. It's a pretty comfortable chair. It's big, thick, padded. It's got arms on it. I mean, I really like it. If I'm sitting on my couch, I've got to put a pillow in my lap and set the laptop on top of it. And when I do that, of course, it's hot and it's not as comfortable. Okay. So when you're setting up your workspace, it's got to be comfortable. One of the most important things to keep in mind is ergonomics. Okay. That's a big buzzword, but basically it means like your arms and shoulders and your body, and you can reach everything and it's all comfortable without you having to twist and contort. Both your study table and chair should allow good posture. Okay. You don't want to be hunched over. You don't want to be leaned over. And when you're seated, the top of your desk should rest somewhere between your chest and your rib cage. You see where it is here? There's my chest, rib cage below there, and it's right in between. This is a perfect height. Now, my computer is elevated right now so that I can see it better, but I'm not typing on it. If I was typing on it, it'd be sitting right here, be easy to get to. And I don't type too well, so I would have a hard time no matter what. But this way, you're going to be able to rest your elbows on the desk. See how I can do that? And it's comfortable and it feels right. And I don't have to hunch my shoulders forward. The chair itself, there's all kinds of different chairs out there, but it's got to be comfortable. I remember at one point, my wife heard about one of these big blow up ball things and how that was a great thing to work on. And she got rid of her chair and ditched her chair. She got this big blow up ball thing. And I looked at it and I said, that cannot be comfortable. And of course, she argued for a few weeks that how comfortable it was and how great it was. And then all of a sudden I looked in there one day and she's got her regular chair back and the ball's gone. So a lot of these fad things that come along that you think, oh my God, that's going to be so cool. That's going to be something I'm going to want to use all the time because it's the new fad. It may not be the thing for you. It may be something that's actually very uncomfortable. And guys, if you have a cool chair or something, put it in the chat section there. Let me know. If you have a weird or unusual chair, tell me about it. Tell me the name of it there. I'd love to look at it after we get done with this session today. So feel free to put that in the chat section or the comment section if you're not watching this live. So it's got to be comfortable. It's got to fit the height of your desk and it's got to be able to let your feet touch the floor. Okay. So she's a little bit shorter. And even if she's, sitting in an office chair, she'll have some pillows behind her back because the length of her butt to her knee is shorter. Okay. And if she slides all the way back, her legs go straight out. Right. So she's a short person and she needs that comfortability. Next thing I tell you is get organized. Get yourself organized. Whatever course materials that you're going to need, have them right there. Don't keep jumping up out of your chair and having to go get something and bring it back. If you prefer working with written pages, which I don't, there's no paper in my office at all. There's a piece of paper over there for something, but for the most part, there's no paper in my office. So if you do have that stuff and you do need that stuff, make sure it's there. Online students have the option and ease and flexibility of working digitally if they want. But keep in mind, if you're working digitally, let's say I'm watching a video here and somebody's teaching me something and I need to pull up my files. Well, I'm going to have to click and go to a different area on my computer, which means I won't be able to see the screen. So what I do is I have an iPad like this right next to it. So I could actually watch the video I'm watching here, and I could go over to my iPad and access whatever files I want. So you want to store your computer files in folders and descriptive names to facilitate identification. I'm not great at that. I'm better at it. I'm a lot better than I used to be, but I'm not great at that. So guys, you need to get great at that. You need to be able to look at your files and instantly get there. I think a lot of people will create a digital file, it'll say like online classes, and then they just throw every single thing in there. Yeah, right. So when you get to that folder online classes, it's just rows of information. So online classes is fine, but you need to create subfolders. So online classes, maybe you're taking a barbecue cooking class. So another folder would be barbecue cooking, and then put your files in barbecue cooking. And then barbecue cooking could have recipes, it could have techniques, it could have notes, it could have any number of things. It could have things I want to look up. So what you want to do if you're going to keep it digitally is get it organized to where it's really specific. And then name things that make sense, because a lot of files will have a bunch of numbers and stuff. Get in there, right click on it, and rename your folders so that they make sense to you. If they don't make sense to you, they're not going to be much use to you, right? Because you're going to look at them and go, well, it's not working for me. Let's see. What's Paul got to say? Paul, thank you for the comment, buddy. Definitely having a great position for comfort is key to not getting tired while learning. Yes, and that's the other thing I do sometimes. I'll get sleepy. You guys ever get sleepy? Put in that comment section. Put in the chat section if you ever get sleepy. I get so sleepy when I'm doing online training. Office Depot has a line of comfortable, heavy-duty that Shaquille O'Neal reps. Really? I didn't know that, Paul. That's very interesting. I got to check that out. Shaquille O'Neal is a big dude, man. If you're not from our country, and I know half my audience is Indian, but if you're not from our country, Shaquille O'Neal is like this huge basketball player. He's got personality that is just, I never really paid any attention to Shaquille O'Neal when he was playing basketball. I'm not a sports person. I don't watch sports. But when he got out and he started doing TV commercials and he started talking and all, I'm like, this guy's entertaining as crap. He's really funny. And he's involved in so many things now. So if he's branding something, it's probably pretty good. Spending money on a good chair, definitely money well spent. I totally agree with you, Paul, 100%. The chair I'm sitting in is not cheap. As a matter of fact, it probably should be replaced. It's got some wear spots on here. I've transported it across the country. Gosh, I think, did I have this chair in Virginia? I think so. So it's gone from Virginia to California, now to Texas. And it's worn. It probably needs to be replaced, but it's just so comfortable. I can't get rid of it. It's one of those things that I want to stick with because it's working for me. And that's another thing. What works for me and what works for you could be two different entirely things. Okay. So that's okay. The next thing I'm going to tell you is scheduling. Schedule your time. When you enroll on an online course, and some of them are going to be live and some of them are going to be videos, it's really important that you know what order you're going to be going in, okay? Because that's really important. The class requirements and assignments, due dates, all that stuff, you can avoid really bad situations if you know where they're coming on down the line, if you've already scheduled that in. Put a calendar on the wall if that's how you work. I put everything on my phone. That's my calendar. And in your study space, you should fill in the syllabus. You should know what's going on. You can also use an online calendar, which is what I said, and set alerts. Organizing your schedule will not only help you study better and learn better, but it'll also help you set aside time for the other elements in your life. Because remember, we said at the beginning, people say they don't have enough time. Everybody has the same amount of time. It's a ridiculous thing to say. Elon Musk never walks around and goes, I just don't have enough time. I mean, he doesn't do it. And I use him for an example a lot because he is a very high achieving person. He can do a whole lot of things and get them done very quickly. Okay. I think there's a lot to be learned from somebody like him. Love him or hate him. He's a brilliant guy. He really is. The next thing I'm going to tell you that I want you to really look at is stay organized online. Now I use bookmarks in Google. I think you should use those too. But if it's sites that you're going to go to very often to do your research, that way you don't have to hunt them down every single time. You can just go into your bookmarks and it's there. Or, like Google does, once you start typing it in, it's just going to find it. So you can do that. You can create flashcards if you want to do that, if that's going to help you study a little bit more. But there's all kinds of sites that will help you get organized if you want to do that. I use Asana, which is a good one. But there's plenty of them out there. I wouldn't even get into that. Maybe I'll do that one day, how to get organized with organizational sites. I'll do that. But when you're working online, it really is necessary, especially if you're taking like a web-based class, that the internet also not be a distraction. Okay. So if you find yourself checking Facebook every few minutes or taking a Netflix break, that never seems to end. It doesn't. You've got to say, hey, for the next 30 minutes, because we're talking about staying organized, I'm only going to do my class. I'm not going to check the stock market, which I'm very guilty of. I'm not going to check the stock market. I'm not going to, buy anything. I'm not going to go to Amazon. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm blocking this out for 30 minutes. And if you do that, guys, you're going to get a whole lot more out of it. I promise you actually will. Netflix break, it never ends, right? And wasting your time when you're supposed to be working, there are apps that can actually help you. There's one online called Stay Focused, FOCUSD. Okay, so there's no ED. Stay Focused is an interesting one. It helps you restrict the amount of time you spend on distractions. So if you need that, if you just have no self-discipline whatsoever, check out Stay Focused. I think it's a really good one. And you know what, guys? I think some people will make fun of some of these apps. You're like, oh my gosh, you can't stay focused for 30 minutes. I'm like, no, there's a lot of people that can't stay focused for 30 minutes. Let's see here. Let me see what Paul's got in here. Look for a 24/7 chair, possibly an adjustable desk. I like the adjustable desk thing, Paul. I think that's a great idea. If you don't want to invest the money in an adjustable desk, and I saw a good one over at Costco the other day, but they're ugly. Most of them are pretty ugly. It was like gray and it looked like it had Formica and all that. But if you don't want that, they have adjustable computer stands that you can put on your desk that actually lift up and go down that you can actually put on your desk. And I think it's a good idea, to have that, because that does keep you a lot healthier. Let's see here. That's very cool. Very cool. Thank you for suggesting that, Paul. You always have good stuff. All right. So the next thing I want to talk to you about in this is establish a routine. You don't want to just say, well, tomorrow I may work on my course some, but I may do this, I may do that. No. Getting into an online routine will increase the chances that you're going to stay on top of what you need to do. So if you've got an online course, and that you're always free from 10 a.m. to 11, that's going to be your time. And you just do it then. You don't do anything else. You don't have any distractions. That's the time you do it. If you do have a syllabus, be clear on what's expected of you. Make a study schedule for each course. Include blocks of time for regular study and reading, as well as extra time to prepare for whatever. Maybe you've got a test or a project. I recently did Casey Neinstadt's course on filming. And a lot of that was very helpful. I mean, we filmed a video yesterday. We probably spent maybe 10 or 15 minutes filming it, which was not bad. Because it's a 1-minute video. And then I spent less than an hour editing it because I was so organized. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I story blocked it out. I had in my head what I wanted to do. Jessica's very easy to work with on camera, so she did a great job. And in no time, we had a video knocked out. Now, you say, well, a 1-minute video, anybody can do that. There's a lot to some of these videos. As a matter of fact, I was listening to somebody on NPR the other day that's very famous for talking about economics and all that. And she says, to do a 1-minute video, she spends 12 to 15 hours. 12 to 15 hours. That's editing. That's the editing part. Okay. Filming, it's no big deal. It's the editing. And editing makes a big difference in your videos. It really does. So the other thing you can do is create a support system. Get your friends and family to help you stay on track. with what you're doing. Whether that's making sure they understand that commitments and time constraints are encouraging those to live with you, to help out with household chores, or to not bother you. Okay, don't bother me for an hour. I got to do this. I was in Starbucks this morning and I was trying to prepare. A really nice guy I talked to in there. And then I said, hey, I got to prepare. I got stuff I got to do. Sorry, I can't talk to you anymore. And he understood. He knows how it is. That's how it works. You got to let people around you. I mean, it's nice to be kind and all that, but it's not being rude when you tell somebody, hey, I got to work on this. This is what I'm here for. So taking on one or more classes may seem a little isolating. It seems like, you're not around people. You can't talk to people the way you want, but it doesn't have to be. If you have trouble staying organized, reach out to your fellow students online, talk to them. I know I did that a lot with the Casey Neistat course. I talked to a lot of people that were in the group. Perhaps you can meet in person. You could do that. Help each other stay accountable if you're in the same town. More often than not, when I'm taking some course or learning something, I'm in an entirely different, country in most cases. But study groups can be a really effective way of helping you stay on track. You could have an online study group too, where you could do like a Zoom session. And I say Zoom, it's like saying searching on the internet, Googling something, whatever, software you have, you could use that and do an online session. And it's really being proactive and reaching out before you run into trouble. Do it in advance. Okay. So if you go back to school, and when I say school, I'm not talking about high school, college, or any of that, but anything learning online is back to school. And you're looking for online programs that fit your goals, okay? So don't just take a course. How is it going to help you in life? How is it going to benefit you? Even colleges, I know the University of Texas in El Paso has a variety of 100% online undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs. If you want to go do that. I invite you to explore some of my courses. I have some great courses that I've written over the years that, show people how to do some of the same stuff I do and how to, really make money online. That's my whole thing, is make money online. But those are really, really good. And I would suggest that you check some of those out. There's some good stuff there. You can go through my channel. You can learn stuff on my channel. And I'm nearing my end here. I'd like to go about 30 minutes, but I got just a couple more things I want to tell you. But you can go through my channel. And what you can do when you go to my channel or any channel, you can go up to the top and go into the search box, and you can actually search that channel for a particular subject. So maybe it's WordPress, maybe it's SEO, maybe it's online money, whatever it is. Put those search terms in there and you can find videos in there. When you just search, YouTube, it can be really overwhelming because you're going to get so many results. You're going to get millions of results. But if you find a few people and you like their style, you like what they teach, you think they're good people, go into their channel and go into that search box and search their channel specifically. And that way you're going to get the person you want and the information you want. I think a lot of people will just go to a channel and scroll through all the videos, and all of them may not be applicable today. Now, I have a lot of good videos, I think, on this channel, but there's over 1,300 of them, okay? So I wouldn't tell somebody to go through and scroll through my, channel, unless you just want to do that and you want to watch 1,300, and more power to you. That's great. But I would really highly suggest that that's what you do. What a great session today. Gosh, guys, you've been awesome. I really appreciate it. I know a lot of you, matter of fact, the majority of you, probably 95, 96% of you that watch my videos do it after it's live. That's the numbers. That's what it is. Nowadays, not everybody can schedule stuff in, but I appreciate the people who can show up. And I also appreciate the people who go back and watch the videos. I get so many cool comments from you guys. Paul, you've been really good about commenting on the live stuff, but I haven't heard you much in the channel yet. Hey, jump back in there. I want to hear what you've been doing, what you're working on. What have you accomplished lately, Paul? I want to hear about it. I think it helps, holds you accountable, holds me accountable. First thing you're going to do is say, what about your cooking channel? And I'm going to say, I haven't been working on that. So I'm going to be honest with you about that. And I will. It's not a front burner thing right now. It's a back burner thing. My front burner thing right now is my training on YouTube, and it's my survival food company. Those are my front burner things right now. That's the things I'm working on. It's okay, guys. A lot of people will say, well, I started doing that and I didn't do it, so I'm just going to can it. That's not true. I know I'm going to go back to doing some cooking videos. I know I'm going to do that. I know I enjoy that. Right now, I'm deciding to put my efforts into Survivalcave food and to training you guys. That's what I'm deciding to do. It's not that I've run out of time. It's not that I'm short of time, because I have the same amount of time as everybody else. What it is I've made decisions what to do with my time. And that's what I've decided to do with it. Today and probably the rest of the week, I've got to get videos ready because I'm going to be out of town. I want to have videos ready for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for you guys. And the only way to do that is batch them, which means record 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 videos in a day. I'm going to record probably 4 more this week. And those 4 videos should cover me until I get back from Rome. Not that I only have 4, but I've got a whole bunch that I've sent over to my editor, and he's working on those now. So that's what I choose to do with my time. That's how I'm doing it. That's how I'm planning it. Hope you guys are doing the same thing. Hope you enjoyed this training. I really do. I appreciate everything that you guys tell me, that you share with me, the comments out there, the support of the channel. And if you haven't supported the channel, the best way to do it is give me a thumbs up right now. Click that thumbs up, subscribe. That's a great support of the channel. Hit that subscribe button there, turn it from red to gray, and don't forget to ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. Let's see here. Paul says, been watching on videos for our podcast for people starting second careers after the age of 40. Why does 40 sound young to me? My wife is turning 40 this month, and that is the actual reason for us going to Rome, is we're going to celebrate her 40th birthday. But that sounds young to me now. I don't know. It just does. What else Paul got to say? We'll let you know when we're online. Yeah, I'd like to see that, Paul. I really would. You know, I've been following your progress for years too, as you've been following mine. We keep trying to improve and get better, but we keep moving forward. That's the important thing. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. We're at 10:31. I think we've done it. We've done 30 minutes of training. If you like this training and it's something that you think other people would like, share it, man. Like, share it, comment, do all that good stuff. You know how it works on social media. The more you're involved with some of my content, the more people will actually see it. I'll get more views. The channel grows. It's good for everybody. Like, you know, I don't sell you anything on this channel. I'm just here to help you. So if you have questions, you have problems, whatever, feel free to reach out to me. Put a comment on one of my videos. I check those things every few days, and I go back and I answer all your questions and comments. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'll be live again on Wednesday. So be here Wednesday, 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time. And I'm also going to be live in Rome. So, you know, and I got to figure, you know, if I did it in Rome, let's see here. Let me just check something. Let's say I did one at 10 o'clock in the morning in Rome. And I can't do them very often because we've got a bunch of tours planned. What time is it in Texas when it is 10 a.m. in Rome? How nice is it that we have this technology now? I can sit there and just type that in. Oh, no, that wouldn't work for you guys. It would be 3 a.m. in the United States. So we probably won't do 10 a.m. in Rome because it's 3 a.m. here. So I'm going to have to do it later in the day to catch up with you guys. To get 10 a.m. once again, it's going to be 5 p.m. in Rome. Guys, I'll shoot some videos there. You know, maybe you've always been interested in Rome. Maybe you're not. If you're not, don't watch the videos. But if you are interested, I'm going to try to make a lot of videos of our tours, of the places we see, of places we eat. Hopefully you'll enjoy that and get something out of it. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. I'm going to get out of here. Go get something done. Don't tell yourself you don't have enough time. Everybody has the same amount of time. You're just allocating it incorrectly if you're not happy with it. If you're happy with it, more power to you. Thanks a lot for being here, guys, and I will see you on Wednesday. Goodbye.